Steve Schnall and Jeff Schemmel with the AD update, and we're going to start first talking about the Mountain West Conference and Commissioner Thompson, who's making some noise about the Mountain West and the BCS.
Well, he is, and it's not just Craig Thompson, Steve. It's the presidents of the Mountain West schools, really, that initiated really an effort to have an audience with the BCS committee, the people from those major conferences that make up the BCS, and I think really catapulted by Utah's success, obviously, undefeated season and a huge victory in the Sugar Bowl over Alabama. I think that propels us, even under the current system, to a better position relative to an automatic berth. And I think
plus TCU and BYU in the top 16 BCS.
And that really fits into the formula, which really did propel us ahead this year, well ahead of the ACC and the Big East, the Mountain West. And I think it is good timing for a discussion to be had about whether it's time for the Mountain West to have its own automatic berth, and I think that's what the audience will, the discussion will be about when they have the audience in front of that BCS committee.
But it's not anything that's imminent necessarily, that it's next year the Mountain West would get an automatic. I mean, that's...
Well, frankly, I'd be surprised at that. I think the response will probably be, we have a formula that allows you now to gain an automatic berth, and from our perspective, a very parochial perspective from San Diego State, we need to become better in football to help our conference to get there. And I think with the addition of Brady Hoke and the staff he's put together and the excitement we've surrounded ourselves with in football right now is a good initial effort to get there.
Let's talk a little bit about women's basketball. Last week, two huge victories, New Mexico on the road, and then BYU at home by 20. It seems to me that Beth Burns and her team are doing everything possible to make it very easy for the NCAA to say they belong in the NCAA tournament, they'll be in San Diego, and that would obviously be great news.
Well, that would be great news. We never say it quite like that because we never know about selection.
That's why I'm here. I say that, exactly. And you correct me.
We really do think that we are building a great case for the NCAA tournament for the women. The victory, especially on the road against New Mexico, the 23rd ranked team in the country, had not been beaten at home, was a huge victory for our program. And then to come home on Saturday and really dominate BYU from start to finish and finish them off early in the second half, really, so that a lot of kids got to play. And I think the momentum that they built now, it's only as good as you are today, and we've got a big game again this week at TCU, and TCU is very difficult to beat at TCU, a very, very good basketball program. So we just need to take them one at a time. That's a cliche, I know, but one at a time, and we'll get there.
As far as a first for softball, preseason ranked 25th in the country, and they get going. The spring sports start to get going here, and you've got to feel pretty good before the season starts on how the table is set up.
Well, no question. Kathy Van Wyk has done such a tremendous job with softball here and has built it into the dominant program in our league and a nationally prominent program, and it's doing nothing but getting better. That's really exciting for all of us, and I know we all take great pride in her success and her team's success. Baseball's right here too, and we have the most talked about player, the preseason top college player in the country, and Steven Strasburg. I think we're all pretty fired up about watching him pitch, and to have someone of his caliber that everyone is watching and projected to be the first pick in this year's draft, I think will really be fun for our fans mostly, and the people who watch San Diego State baseball to come out every Friday night and watch Steven Strasburg throw. He's the best I've ever seen in college baseball, and I heard Tony Gwynn speak today, as a matter of fact, saying it's the best he's ever seen in college baseball.
And about Strasburg, and just, not that it's going to be a circus, but as far as scouts that are going to be watching him all year, and whether it's home or there. I mean, it's the likes of what we haven't seen here at San Diego State in a while. I know Travis Lee was also one of the top players when he was here, but since that time and even beyond, it's going to be something special this year.
Well, I think the excitement started building last spring when he had such a great year and struck out 23 batters out of 27 outs in a game last year. But then it built some more over the summer when he made the Olympic team, the only collegian to make the Olympic team, and not only made that team, but was a dominant pitcher on that team. One of the people, probably their person they went to in a big game. So I think it's a consensus about how good he is. He needs to stay healthy, obviously, and I'm sure we'll make that a priority. But it's sure going to be fun to watch him play.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot for another AD update.
My pleasure.